Let's take a look at week 4 and what your responsibilities are for this week. As always, and you've probably noticed this by now since we are in our 4th week of the class, I try to keep procedures similar so that it's easy for you to know what your expectations are. So for this week, you are going to be viewing chapter 18, 19, and 20. These 3 topics are related to management, managing your team, relationships, and also risk. So to view these 3 PowerPoint presentations, please click on each one. Again, my voice will be included to help you with overall understanding. You're also going to do a chapter review. So you're going to be answering questions from all 3 chapters. A couple of things that I will have you look at this week is related to fundraising. If you notice at chapter 8, managing your team, one of the things that you will be responsible for as a coach is finding ways to provide money for your team. And so most teams will do some sort of fundraiser. So I want you to do some research and provide your best suggestion for doing a fundraiser for a team. You're also going to be looking at time management. And one of the things that most coaches will tell you is that they don't have enough time. And so one of the things you have to be good at is managing your time and making the most of the time that's available. You're also going to be learning about different styles in regards to how you handle conflict. And so you're going to be reading about a turtle, a shark, a teddy bear, a fox, and an owl. And so after reading about these different ways of handling conflict, does your style of handling conflict tend to build relationships or damage them? And so we want to look at how we manage different situations that we may have to deal with. And then one of the things I want you to discuss is the benefit of a parent meeting. Some coaches will avoid relationships and communication with parents. And so one of the things that I want you to take a look at this week is I want you to consider the benefits of holding a preseason parent meeting. How could this meeting be a negative for you as a coach? In the previous question, what would be the benefits? And then finally, in addition to the benefits of planning listed on slides 3 and 4, and again, that's related to your chapter 20 presentation, what else does planning allow you to do as a coach? And so I'm going to talk more about planning and what that looks like for a coach here in just a minute. You're going to do case study 4. Case study 4 gives you a scenario related to the coach-athlete relationship. And so after reading this story, again, using Flipgrid, please use this password and answer these questions related to a coach-athlete relationship. The PDF for case study 4 is found here. The next thing you're going to look at is a schedule of a coach. John Harbaugh is the coach of the Baltimore Ravens. ESPN did an article about his daily schedule. And so I want you to read the article. It's very brief, but what it does is it gives you a detailed look at his daily schedule. And so after you look at John Harbaugh's schedule, as you can see, the life of a professional coach is very demanding. Chapter 18 provides a picture of the demands of coaching. After reading this, answer these 2 questions. So this is related to John Harbaugh. What part of the schedule, if any, is or are attractive to you? And I do want you to provide an explanation. And then what part of the schedule would discourage you from becoming a coach at a high level? Now, granted, John Harbaugh is an NFL coach, so there's a lot of demands placed on a coach at that level, but what would discourage you most? Here's a video link that I shared with you about Coach Sean McVay, a new NFL coach with the LA Rams. And this is a quick or shall I say a short video which kind of shows what a typical day is like for this particular coach. I found it interesting. I always love seeing behind the scenes activities of any type of coach. And so this is just one example of how hectic and how demanding a day could be for any type of coach. And then finally this week, I do want you to submit your coaching philosophy. Over the last few weeks, you've had an opportunity to look at a variety of topics related to the field of coaching. And so now your task is to develop your coaching philosophy. As you can see, I've given you a format to follow. The format looks like this. So let me just explain a couple of things related to the format. You're going to type in your name. You're going to write philosophy of coaching. You're going to give me the whatever the date is. So in this case, it'd be summer 2018. Now this is going to be your intro paragraph. So what I want you to do is you're going to go in and delete these titles because this is going to look like an actual paper. You're going to tell me in your intro, what do you believe is the purpose of sport? So give me a detailed paragraph. Tell me what you believe the overall purpose of sport is. In the body, you're going to talk about, as a coach, what do you want your players to learn from having you as a leader? What are the players' responsibilities for achieving the benefits that come from having you as their coach? And so what is it that you want them to learn, and what is the responsibility of the athletes that you coach? And then your closure is going to be, in the end, what do you want to accomplish as a coach? This philosophy is something that you're going to carry with you over the next few years as you begin your coaching career. Your philosophy is not permanent. In other words, you're going to be constantly reflecting and making updates to your philosophy because as you experience life, you're going to notice that things are going to change in regards to what you believe in as a coach. So as you're writing this paper, this is a beginning. This is a foundation. This is a start for a philosophy. And as you already know, and as we've discussed over the last few weeks, your philosophy helps you make decisions. Your philosophy helps guide you in your coaching career. Please use Times New Roman, a font of 12. Make sure your paper is double spaced, and it shouldn't be any more than 2 pages. A page to a page and a half is a typical length, and I think that's more than enough room to write a good starting philosophy. Let's go back to our page. And then finally, the last thing, please answer the questions for quiz 4, which will be questions related to chapters 18, 19, and 20. I do want to make you aware of one final thing. As you can see, we have a start date and a due date. I'm actually going to change the start date, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I'm going to make it available June 22nd, which is Friday. And that'll give you a complete week because as you notice, June 29th is next Friday. So your timeline for week 4 is a little bit shorter. The reason I'm doing that is because I will be going out of town next week, and I would like to get everything for week 4 graded before I go out of town. And then next week, the only thing remaining will be your final exam. So I'll be sure to communicate this with you, but just please be aware that all week 4 items will be due by June 24th. I hope everybody has a great week, and I will talk to you soon.